right, so let's go over here. All right, so let me know if you can hear me as you're coming into the chat. I would, today above all days, I really need that assistance. All right. So yeah, just let me know as you're coming in the chat. That's going to be, oop, there we go. All right, so we're trying out something new. You're going to see a lot of different things today, and this is about half of it. We are just getting started. A lot of things have changed with the channel, and you're going to see what that means here in a little bit. So I'll wait till we get a few people on board before we actually begin. But today we're talking about the top mistakes that are happening on Facebook in regards to real estate agents. So these are the mistakes that we need to stop doing when it comes to Facebook. When it comes to Facebook and real estate lead generation overall, we're gonna cover paid, and we're gonna cover free strategies as well that are being missed. So I want to make sure that we are on the same page there. All right. So as you're coming in, let me know in the chat if you can see us and if you can hear us. So today something different is happening. Today I am using my new software. So I have several things going on. So not only are you going to be able to see me here, but I'm going to be able to look over here and we are off to the races. So you're able to see me from this angle as well. That's pretty cool. And then not only that, we're going to have a third angle being introduced, which is pretty awesome. I'm very excited about this. This is going to really help me make a lot more content for you guys. It's going to help me make a lot more videos, not only live videos, but also videos whenever I am recording. So be prepared for a lot more lives just like this, and also be prepared for a lot more videos in addition to the daily content that is being produced. So with that being said, I probably should look at you for a quick second. And there we go. We are back. So I have this new little thing working. So I'm very excited about that. The one thing that I'm noticing right off the bat is that the chat is not coming through. The chat is not coming through. So that is going to be an issue. So I'll make sure that I'm monitoring everywhere I possibly can. All right, so as you're coming in, just let me know if you can see and hear, and just make sure that you are on the same page as I am. All right, so with that being said, let's get started. We're talking about the top mistakes that are happening with real estate lead generation right now on Facebook. So we're gonna dive right into it. Now, the original plan was to show the mistakes on the screen right now, but as I was playing around with this software, it just wasn't letting me do that the right way or the way that I wanted to. So my apologies on that. So right now I'm just, I'm going to read them off to you, if you will, and then we're going to elaborate. So the first mistake that's happening, I mean, religiously, that is happening all over the board in regards to Facebook and real estate lead generation is not having a completed profile. And what that means is with Facebook, just from your personal page, you are being a secret agent. You're not sharing with people where you work, what you do, and you're not giving people a meaningful reason to reach out to you because they don't know that you're a real estate agent. They may very well use you. You may have been a friend, you may have been a family member, or I guess you still are a family member, but if they don't know that you're a real estate agent or are in real estate, then it's just not going to be the best thing for you. It's not going to be people are not going to reach out to you. See somebody in the chat. Hello, hey, how's it going? Thanks for joining the chat. All right, so that's the first thing. We don't have complete profiles, and not only with the personal page, but also with the business page. The business page is being overlooked oftentimes. We just want to get it out of the way, get a banner there, get a professional picture there, and then we just forget about it. We don't put our office hours. We don't put our website. We don't put our phone number. Now, I'll pause for one quick second. I'm speaking to myself on this as well. So the list that you're going to see right now is something that I am improving upon after having seen the top producers in the space, after seeing some very successful folks in the space that I'm personally in. So I thought, well, what better topic to cover than this, as this is something that I'm focusing on myself. I fall into these traps as well. And after having modeled the people that have a ton more subscribers, a ton more following on social media, a ton more business, these are the same things that I noticed that I myself could improve upon. So this isn't me necessarily lecturing. This is just me sharing with you what I found, and also where I plan to take my next year and how I plan to improve. Now, the second thing is not leveraging Facebook groups. Facebook groups are a fantastic way to get business today. This is a fantastic way for you to spread your message beyond the people that are friends with you on Facebook. As you know, with Facebook, you have a 5,000 friend limit. So you're limited to those people that are actively, or at least presently, friends with you on Facebook. But when you tap into different sources, such as the Facebook groups, you're able to reach the masses. You're able to reach a lot more people, and we're not doing that appropriately. So when we're talking about real estate lead generation, this is very important because you have access to thousands into millions of people, depending on where your market is and depending on where you go to post, that you have that huge opportunity for you. We're just not leveraging it. Now, with that being said, I do have a video that I'll make sure that I link down below after we get through here that show you how to leverage Facebook groups at a high level, how to get free leads from Facebook groups. That is an often overlooked platform that we can certainly tap into. All right, so then the next thing is, we're gonna go over here. I'm trying to switch routes, so it's gonna take me a little bit of time to get this right. So my apologies on that. Hopefully that this is coming across well. So just let me know. Just let me know if this is working, because this is my first go at it. It's only gonna get better. So you get the well, I guess this is very fortuitous because the third point that we were gonna cover today is not testing. Not testing what's happening in your market, not testing your own functionalities, your own features, your own technology. So we know that we have Facebook, and that is a fantastic platform to generate real estate leads, but we are not testing enough different things and seeing what sticks. I know it sounds like you're just throwing up something against the wall, because that's what the phrase is, throw something against the wall and see what sticks. Well, here on Facebook, you have that opportunity. If you're on Facebook, you want to try different things. You want to ask, you want to have something new, because at the end of the day, you can model what works, and that's going to be fantastic. That's an element of what we're talking about here, but you can also be the trendsetter. There needs to be somebody that goes first, proves out the model, and reaps the reward. So why can't that be you? So when you're not testing, you're not necessarily trying something new and getting that new audience that could potentially go your way. So we're not testing. And along the same lines, not only are we not testing different things, not only are we testing different posts, not only we're not testing different strategies, we're not testing the way that we take our leads in. So we're not testing, let's just say when we're running Facebook ads, we launch these campaigns, whether that's a traffic campaign, a conversion campaign, a lead generation campaign. We're not testing, hey, does this actually work when a lead comes in? I'll give you an example. Oftentimes, whenever we do some auditing on Facebook campaigns that have been launched for agents from another agency, we notice that there's a good amount of leads that are missing. So what happens is you launch the campaign and you get all of these leads, but there's never a test of, hey, this shows that I got 50 leads, and then this shows in my CRM, which was supposed to be connected, that I only got 10. Well, there's a disconnect. And it's not until we go through an audit that we actually find this mistake, and you can see how that would be problematic. So that's just another element of testing that we need to that we really need to get a hold of, because it's that important. And going one step beyond, now that we're on the testing phase, split testing. Split testing is super important if you're running paid ads and if you're doing free strategies. At the end of the day, you want to save money if you're doing paid ads, but you also want to save time and resources if you're doing a free strategy. So even if you're doing one of the Facebook marketplace campaigns that we teach here on the channel, although that's free, even if you're doing that semi-right, you're not split testing against, hey, what if I tweak this? you could you can go a lot further with your efforts by doing some split testing. This making sense? And then lastly, well, kind of going back to an earlier point, this is a great example of testing. I tested this last night, but we won't know until we're in it. We won't know, hey, this angle works, this angle doesn't work. Hey, is this switcher gonna hold up? Is this camera gonna stay on? Which, since I have the Canon M50, just as a little inside baseball, these cameras will actually go off within 30 minutes. So just, I may be getting a little bit too technical there, but key point, test what's happening so you can execute at a high level going forward. All right, so let's talk about paid advertising, and let's talk about how you can actually be better at it. One of the best ways of doing that is thinking beyond a simple ad and thinking in campaign mode. So what does that mean? That means that there are a lot of ads that I share in this channel. I give you the exact ad copy for just listed campaigns, new construction campaigns, just sold campaigns. So I give you a lot of strategies directly and ad copies directly that you can implement in your business today. You're able to implement them immediately. However, we are only sending the campaigns or launching these, I shouldn't say campaigns. We are launching these ads in singular form. So we're operating in a silo. We're only going to do one ad, and if it works, fantastic. If not, we're going to come back to this video and thumbs it down. So I really don't blame me for your lack of split testing. I'll just put it that way. When it comes to the paid strategies, you want to think in campaigns. You want to think, I'm going to launch this particular ad for this particular purpose, and then I'm going to do this other ad for this particular purpose, either retargeting or a continuation of the ad, or to show up to people that were thinking about submitting their information, but they didn't. You are not thinking, I myself included, I can't just go too preachy. We're not thinking in campaigns enough. Hey, I'm going to do this direct mail that's going to drive a lot of people over here to my website, and I'm going to be able to retarget them through my Facebook ads, through my Google ads, my YouTube ads. We're not thinking in campaigns. We're not thinking in those big strategies as the big players do. We're thinking about, I'm going to launch this ad here on Facebook. Hopefully it gets me 10,000 leads, and then we're going to go on with our day. Well, we all know that many times those 10,000 leads don't come. So we have to adjust. We have to be cognizant of that because it's very important. All right. So hopefully that's making sense. Let me know in the chat. I'll look at the chat real quick. All right. So, hey, great seeing you. Hey, Nick, how's it going? Chris, pretty cool. Nice setup. I appreciate that. Warren, good morning. Good morning, Warren. We have a call today, Warren. So that's awesome. I'm excited about that. Let's check over here if there's anything. Awesome. So we are good to go in that regard. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so let me know if this, let me know what you think of this new setup. If you want to see a video on how this is happening, I'd gladly make a video. It's absolutely pretty cool. It's taken everything in me not to just switch from this angle to this angle to this angle because I think it's pretty cool. It took me way longer than I thought to implement this, but here we are. I'm gonna stop drawing attention to myself in this achievement at this point. So, well, at least in just this live stream, since you're loyal followers, you can come back every Monday at 9 a.m. Central to hit the like button on your way in, and make sure that you're subscribing. So I'm comfortable giving you this inside baseball. So with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the next. Let's talk about the next mistake that's happening with real estate lead generation on Facebook, and that is not retargeting. We kind of hinted at it a couple of minutes ago or a couple of seconds ago about retargeting and thinking about campaigns, but now we need to call it out directly. We are not doing collectively, myself included, a good enough job retargeting the people that have shown an interest in our product, in our services, in our business. So what this means is we don't have the Facebook pixel installed on our website, and we're not capturing all of that data of the people that land on that website so we can retarget them at a later time. We are failing to do that, and that's something that we absolutely want to stop because it's costing us money. Same thing with Facebook, with the Facebook business page. We have so much data of people that are engaged with our Facebook page, but we're failing to come back around and retarget them with another ad. Remember, they clicked on your business page or on your website for a reason at some point. They may not have given you their information on the first go around. That's completely okay, but it gives us the opportunity to remarket to them again and again and again. Never before social media, let me rephrase that, before social media, you weren't able to do that yourself as a consumer. You had to spend a lot of money just praying that the message gets shown again and again and again to the people. That's why you have to do direct mail marketing 12 times a year to be any type of effective, or any effective, have any effect, if you will. That's why you have to buy $10,000 billboards to be any type of effective. Well, there I go back to saying the same thing, to have any effect. So it's that retargeting that we now have the ability to do, and I invite you to check that out. That's a huge game changer when it comes to lead generation, and that's something that we are collectively are not doing a good enough job in doing. Now, the next mistake that I'm seeing happening, and this one, I'm gonna raise my hand high on this one. When it comes to lead generation, and when we're talking about Facebook, we're not asking enough questions. We're not asking enough questions on Facebook to get some meaningful engagement. We are making more statements than questions. Well, guess what? If you make a statement, a lot of people are just gonna look at it. Oh, okay, well, I agree or I disagree with that stance, so whatever. But then if you ask a question, people are going to be more likely to engage. And you know what happens when people are more likely to engage? They comment, they share, they like, they have engagement on your post or on the comment that you've made. And as soon as they comment, hey, Facebook sees that particular post that you made. Hey, Facebook sees that and says, well, hey, I mean, it looks like people are engaging. People want to know about what Jaime is talking about. So let's just show this to more of his friends, because as you know, Facebook doesn't show every single post to all 2,000 friends that you have, all 5,000 friends that you have. It shows it to a little pocket, and then if that pocket responds well, okay, we're going to show it to more people and more people and more people. So that's how that works. We're not asking enough questions. Now, with that being said, and kind of going back to not having a strategy, we are diverting our traffic. And what I mean by that is we are diverting our traffic in the attention that we're getting. So whenever we make a post or whenever we launch an ad, we're driving traffic to our landing page. But whenever we want people to start searching for homes, or whenever we want people to go to a website that we own, we send them to another website. We're not consolidating that traffic. So going back to the original mistake, we're diverting traffic. This is something that I do as well. Again, this isn't a finger pointing. I'm not wagging my finger at you. This is something that I identified in my business as well. Give you one direct example. I have several domains. I have Echo Real Estate Advisors. I have EchoRealAdvisors.com. I have Echo Real Estate Advisors. I have the Franchise Agent, and I have a good amount of other domains out there. But it's not until I consolidated everything to one brand, one name, which is JaimeResendiz.com, that is me addressing or driving everybody to one central point to see what I'm about, to see the services, to see how we can work together, to see how I can help. And it's from that distribution point that everything goes out. So I am centralizing all of the traffic to where I want it. And then for me, it's easy to retarget the people that go to that website. And not only that, it's easy for me to control the message. Instead of having one landing page here, one Wix website here, one Squarespace website here, one WordPress website here, it's just too disjointed. So we're diverting traffic, and we don't need to do that. It makes it harder to retarget. It makes it harder to edit. It makes it harder to control your message overall. So I'm going to invite you to consider that, at least, because it's super important. All right, so as we're talking about traffic, as we're talking about driving attention to where we want it, we need to consider the offer that we're making. Oftentimes, we're not making the correct offer. Oftentimes we're not making an offer at all. We are making posts, we're sharing information, but very rarely do we actually invite people to come behind the screen and give you their contact information. So you may see this on this channel already, where I'm asking you to like, I'm asking you to subscribe, I'm asking you to engage, because it's going to help me in the algorithm. So going back to the point of making an offer, in this particular live stream, I may or may not make an offer towards the end of the video, but the offer is something that you are going to often see in many of my videos. I invite you to reach out to me for exact ad copies. I invite you to reach out to me for exact drips that I use in the campaigns of the agents that I work with. So making a lot of offers, you should be doing the same thing to your clients. So when it comes to real estate lead generation, the only time that you get a lead is when somebody reaches out to you and gives you their name, their phone number, their email, or just straight up messages you through Messenger or DMs of whatever platform you're on. So that's when they become a lead, but very few people will proactively reach out to you unless you make an offer. Unless you make an offer for the 5 tips on selling your house fast, the 3 tips, the 3 tips to buying a home without getting ripped off. So you're making these offers. Hey, reach out to me for that quick cheat sheet. Reach out to me for that mortgage calculator. Reach out to me for X, Y, and Z. You're making an offer that people can get behind. It's not saying that they're going to use you immediately. They're also not saying that they're going to use you, period. But at least you have their contact information and have a bit more glimpse or a hunch or a hint at what they're thinking. Hey, I'm a homeowner. I'm considering remodeling. I'm interested in the remodeling formula that you have. Oh, one quick second. We forgot to plug the computer. One quick second. It goes back to testing, folks. What are we doing without power? All right, so we're gonna go over here. You'd think I'd get that part right. That's not gonna work. All right, how's that for some drama? All right. Okay, so I hope that this is making sense. We need to start making some offers. It doesn't need to be the best thing in the world, but it needs to be an offer, period. We want to invite people to reach out to us. All right, so we have a question. All right, maybe talk about the difference between an ad and campaign. So an ad, great question, Nick. An ad is one singular ad. It contains a campaign, it contains an ad set, and it contains an ad. So what that means is it contains an objective, it contains what strategy you're using on Facebook. I'm only talking about Facebook right now. We can talk more macro here in a couple of seconds. It gives you the objective. So which objective of the 11 you're going to use on Facebook. It gives you targeting, which is what the ad set is. You select where you want to target. You select where you want to place it on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, and everything else. And you're selecting who is going to receive your message. So again, it's targeting. And then at the ad level, you're selecting the image or the video that you want to use and the sales message. So one ad is one of each. So it is just one singular ad. The only thing that somebody sees, the only message that you're sending out for your business is whatever it shows up. So it's an image, it's an ad copy, it's whatever. So it's only one singular message, one singular ad. A campaign is going beyond that. A campaign is thinking in macro, thinking about, all right, this ad is gonna send, say, how awesome it was working with me. This ad is gonna say these are all the testimonials of people that did work with me. These are all the benefits of working with me. So you're stacking up all of these ads in a campaign form. And it doesn't mean that you have to run all Facebook ads. It doesn't mean that you have to run all Google ads. This can be in macro. Again, think macro, think larger. So putting this into context, you can pair, we're thinking about a campaign, you can pair the physical type of advertising with your digital side of advertising. That's a marketing campaign. So if you're going to go after buyers, then you have an entire campaign with different Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Google ads, YouTube videos, working in tandem to get those buyers. Same thing for sellers. That's what a campaign means. Does that make sense, Nick? Alrighty, so we're going to keep going. All right. So what do we have next? The path to money. This is super important. The path to money. For you, it means the path for leads, which ultimately leads to clients, which ultimately leads to commission checks. The path to money is not defined. In fact, many of you are hearing it for the first time and don't know what that means, nor have even thought about what that means in your business. So the path to money is, what's my intake from a lead? So how does it come in? Let's just say I'll run a Facebook ad and it's a lead generation ad. So the lead comes in. Well, what's the next step? What is the consumer going to expect? What's happening after I get that lead? Well, if you're going through my program, then you're going to get an email, you're going to get a text, you're going to get a phone call. And I'm talking about for buyers or sellers. You're going to get a phone call as a follow-up. Now, you're setting these expectations along the way with the types of campaigns that you launch, with the type of ads that you launch. You're setting that up along the way so people are not surprised and are thrown off by the fact, why are you calling me? Who are you? All of this other stuff. So you don't have a defined path to money. You don't have a defined path of, if a lead comes through here, they're going to be receiving this, they're going to hear this, they're going to hear from me here. All of your process defined. So since it's your follow-up process, that's not defined, and you don't have a clear path to money. And there's several issues for that, but one, if you don't define it, then it becomes a lot harder for you to outsource. It becomes a lot harder for you to put somebody else in place to take over what you were previously doing, so you can go on and focus on newer things, on testing different things. I run into that with my business every single day. So there's too many little things that I implement, but I never document. And or let me just rephrase that. I do document. I don't document it enough to make it a replicatable process, so I can hand it over to my VA. I can hand it over to my assistant. So it becomes a little bit more challenging to get out of my business. Very much the same thing is happening in a lot of yours. So let me know if that makes sense. That's something that we want to get so much better at, defining the path, defining our processes to ultimately get some money. Now, with that being said, what does that do for you? What does having a path to money mean? Well, it provides clarity. It provides a lot more clarity into your business. It gives you a way to get better, but it also gives you a purpose. So this time, hey, I want a seller lead. So that means that I'm going to be posting this type of content on Facebook. Now, when you have these actions, when you take these actions, it's very important that you have a purpose. So oftentimes without defining what's happening, it's harder for you to have a purpose to post. And oftentimes your posts fall flat. They don't get engagement because they're just disjointed. Now, I'm not saying that as soon as you have this in place, every single post of yours is going to go viral, because that's not going to happen. However, when you do post with a purpose, it's going to resonate a lot more, and it's going to avoid you spending all of this money on these infographics that don't work. We've all seen those social media marketing management companies, I'm talking about management, it's a little bit different from advertising, where they sell you a package for $300 a month that they'll post every single day for you. But those posts don't bring you business. I've yet to meet the company that does that through organic posts, that they post pictures of, hey, do you want this or that? Or do you want this kitchen or that kitchen? Check out these spring tips. So those types of companies, they're posting because they want to, they want to get your business, obviously, but very rarely does it actually convert into money for you. You want to have a purpose behind your post, and you're not going to have purpose until you have clarity. So this is making sense. Let me know, because it's something I'm super passionate about, and I don't want you to miss it. That's something that, again, I'm going to say this time and time again, probably 10 more times before our time is done today. I struggle with this a lot. I struggle with this plenty, where I'm posting and it almost feels like I'm posting for the sake of posting. It's not the best feeling in the world, and it's not the most, how should I say? It's not the most effective. It just isn't. All right, so the next mistake that we're seeing quite a bit when it comes to real estate lead generation is we're not utilizing video enough. Video is a huge part of my business now. It's something that I don't operate without video at this point. So if you engage with me in, let's just say, in the DMs or you see emails, oftentimes you're going to see me respond with the video, because it helps me connect with you more. It allows me to provide clarity a lot quicker, and it's just a different way to communicate that's not being done at a high level. Even now knowing that video is being consumed at such a drastic rate, we're still not in full adoption mode of what's going on when it comes to communication or effective communication. So I really want you to think about what video looks for you. And I'll give you one example. Whenever somebody in your friends list on Facebook is having a birthday, you can send them a pre-recorded birthday message. All you have to do is just record it with your phone, do it one time. Certainly don't mention a name, because then you'd have to do it every single day, unless you want to commit to sending a video every single day. Doing your best effort, hey, wishing you a fantastic happy birthday and all that stuff. You send it to every single person that is having a birthday. I mean, it's that simple. It's a video message instead of getting the like or hitting the happy birthday button that Facebook makes readily available to you. I mean, that's awesome. But at the end of the day, if you communicate in another way, it's very powerful. Now, you're seeing this in practice right now. There's a reason that I bought another camera. It was an investment that I felt I needed to do, because I'm going in on video 110% at this point. I did that in 2020, or I thought I did that in 2020 when I first started this video a day challenge, but now it's going to another level. So we are underutilizing video still today. And this is why we have all of this to replicate this. Probably shouldn't have started it there. I mean, it's several $1,000s. It's quite a bit of an investment, more than I thought. I paid more for a camera than I ever thought I would do. But here we are. Here we are. Video is that important. It'll pay off in the long run. Trust me, it will absolutely pay off in the long run. And I think that you're going to be pleasantly surprised. And then another mistake that I'm seeing with when it comes to Facebook and when it comes to real estate lead generation and as a whole, whether that's organic or paid, we're making it about me instead of we. Because, so what I mean by that is, as we're talking about me, we're focused on either just yourself, either in a way of, hey, just information about me, or providing information that's very self-serving. We have to start thinking about we have to start thinking about people that are beyond us, because at the end of the day, they're the ones that are going to pay our bills by using us for the services. So whenever we provide information, don't be afraid to give your best information out there. I give you exact ad copies as an example. Are some of you going to use it and never buy my course? 100%. Are some of you going to use it and never join me at EXP where I sponsor agents? 100%. Are many of you going to use it and never consult with me, which now I charge over $500 an hour? Yeah, That's going to happen. However, I'm not concerned about that because I've given more and more and more that I'm ever going to take. 99.9% of you will never take out your credit card to buy anything from me. That's okay. It doesn't need to happen. It's that 1% that's going to exponentially pay off. Don't mishear me. I am super grateful that you're here. I'm super grateful that you're hitting that like button. I'm super grateful that you are receiving a lot of value. Hopefully, you're receiving a lot of value for being here, for your time, because I value it. That's why we go very, very quickly. But at the end of the day, I know that I feel good about the content that I provide because it's top notch. And also, you received a fair exchange for your time. So it's that whole post whatever, post your best stuff. Record your best stuff, share your best stuff with your future clients, with your past clients, with everybody that you could think of. There's plenty of business for everybody, and there's plenty of people that will reach out to you when the time comes. So don't be afraid of sharing exactly how to sell a house for sale by owner. Don't be afraid to do that because very rarely will people ever even consider doing that on their own. They'd love to know. But also, when the time comes, they will be using you. So it's very much the same. Everyone has that HGTV mentality. I want to be an investor. I want to remodel. I want to rehab. 99.99% of people never take action. So you can be the HGTV of your market. You can be the whatever you want to do, whatever content that you provide out there. If you think about, hey, how can I add value to these people? You're going to be amazed at the results. You're going to be amazed at how people come back to you. All right, so great sharing. Good morning. This clarity is key. So you respond to DMs with the videos, with certain DMs that do have, so that's a great question by Michael. So you respond to DMs with the video. I do respond to DMs that I have videos readily available to. When it comes to DMs that are so, okay, I'm going to stop beating around the bush. DMs that are just very out there, I just don't respond to at all. So if you received a message from me, chances are it's either through a video or if it was just quicker because I wasn't at the particular spot to record, then I just write it out instead of motioning through it. But a majority of you should be seeing DMs in video form from me because I have all of this catalog of videos that I just pop in and go on with my day. All right, what kind of camera did you get? So I have the M50 Canon. It's the exact same one that I had. So it's the M50 Canon. What's funny is that this is the first time that I've seen a consumer electronic is that right? An electronic device that went up in price after a year. So the M50 was like $600 last year. And now I bought this for $725, $750, something like that. So it actually went up in price. It's the first time that I've ever seen that. But it makes sense, right? Supply and demand. So many people are recording. So many people are on video because of necessity. So that makes a lot of sense. All right. So awesome. At the end of the day, here's the question that you want to ask yourself. Here's the question that you want to answer for yourself. Would I do business with me? So I'll repeat that again. Would I do business with myself? That's a very powerful question because that exposes your weaknesses and it will highlight your strengths. But if you really ask yourself and are really honest with your answer, I think that there's always going to be room for improvement. I may be projecting because I ask myself that all of the time. And a lot of the times I say, no, I wouldn't do business with myself. And this is probably the worst promo that I could possibly ever give you. Hey, reach out to me and let's work together. But at the end of the day, the reason that I say no is because there's always room for improvement. There's always room for the way that I do live streams. So what I learn video or what I buy this person's YouTube course, if he's making the videos the way that he's doing, does he know what he's doing? So it's just this question that leads to another. So it always gives you that room for improvement. So would I do business with myself? It's a very powerful question that has helped me implement this what you're seeing right now. It has helped me implement my new scheduling that I do. So if you schedule time with me, you're going to get a different type of invitation to connect. And actually, it was yesterday's video that I share the how to set appointments and handle scheduling through Calendly to gain your time back and to present a different part of your business. So asking yourself that is going to really bring a lot of clarity. It's going to let you know, hey, should I possibly do a better video if I'm going to advertise on Facebook? Should I possibly redo this video because it didn't come out as good as I thought, so I can't post it on social media? Should I reword this ad copy? Should I present another offer? Should I redo my landing page? Should I do X, Y, and Z? Asking that question is so powerful. It's going to give you that clarity that we were talking about, but it's also going to give you the next step. And I think many of you already have that in your mind. What do I need to improve upon? Not saying that you're doing everything wrong. I'm also not saying that you're doing everything perfect, but it's this question. It's going to really help you understand where you are, because only you know your capacity. Maybe some of you are underestimating your capacity. Maybe some of you are overestimating your capacity, but only you are the one that's able to answer that. I'll give you another example. So for me, I've been hesitant to do this because this means that there's going to be a lot more lives. This means that there's going to be a lot more videos. This means that there's going to be a lot of times that I have to come up to bat and actually be in front of you. And that's a little bit difficult because there's only so much that I can take in, or I thought there was only so much information that I could process in order to communicate it with you effectively. But at the end of the day, one video per day was just not enough for my production and what I'm doing. So it's going to that next level. It's that uncomfortness where we succeed. And you know that more than anybody. You know what it takes for you. Is 10 real estate transactions in your market enough? Maybe. Could you do 20? Probably. Could you do 50? Can you go from 100 sales to 120? Only you can answer that. Chances are that yes, you can. If you rethink the way that you're doing things, you rethink how you're setting appointments, you remodel what your business looks like. At the end of the day, you're the only one that can answer that, but it's a great problem to have. It's a great problem to continue to improve. If you're not growing, you're dying. That's something I've heard from Tony Robbins since I started listening to him in 2009, I believe. So it's something that really has resonated with me. I'm super excited that I've made this leap here today. And I hate to bring it all about myself because it really is about you, but giving you some analogies, giving you some examples of why I'm doing the things that I'm doing. I hope that helps you in your business. If you have any questions, let me know in the chat. Now would be a great time to remind everybody that as you're coming in, if you can smash that like button, it really does help out. If you're looking for anything that has to do with advertising, anything that has to do with growing your organic presence, if you're a new agent, an experienced agent, a digital marketer, if you're anybody that needs help in any regard, let me know in the comment section down below, or send me a message. But I would prefer the comments down below because it's going to really help spread this message that sorry, I lost my train of thought. That's going to help people and it's going to provide value. So if you enjoyed this setup, let me know. I really I am trying as hard as possible for you to make this more entertainment and more entertaining and make this more tangible for everybody. But that at the end of the day, that's all I have. I really appreciate your time today. I look forward to seeing you next week. So I'll see you there.